Time now for culture with Valley, who's joined us on set. Valley, you're in birthday mood this week.
I really am.
And there's a revolutionary group celebrating its 20th birthday, which means it was created when you were what, like 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, and you weren't even born.
And that's Rage Against the Machine.
Exactly. ATM, as they're often referred to, our multi-ethnic band from Los Angeles. They got together 21 years ago. Why revolutionary? Because they fusioned punk, rap, and metal music to convey a message, because they never ceased in 10 years of career to question the foundations of society, and especially those of America. Their goal was to open consciousness and to instruct their fans to recognize the enemy, that means the system or the machine that manipulates them. They really said it loud and clear, with songs as Killing in the Name, Bullet in the Head, Settle for Nothing.
They had a lot of people, adolescents at the time, jumping up and down. I didn't, but others did.
Yes, they did, and they actually bombarded their message. The album cover also caused a scandal. The photo was taken by Malcolm Brown in 1963 in Saigon during the Vietnam War.
Tibetan man.
It shows a monk that set fire to himself to protest against the government and how the government treated the Buddhists at the time. The photo won a Pulitzer Prize. The photograph was not chosen innocently or by accident by the band. As you know, the Vietnam War was a dark hour for the United States. Legacy and Sony Music has just released this deluxe long box for the 20th anniversary of the album. It's a beautiful object, outside and inside, because there's a book, there's 2 DVDs, there are 2 CDs, there's live material, there's previously unreleased demos. It's a really great Christmas present, why not? An atomic bomb that was supervised by the producer guru Rick Rubin. All the Rage Against the Machine's DVDs are in this long box, including Killing in the Name. I suggest we have a look at that clip.
Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told you. 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 Now you do what they told you.
All right, now we've got something a little less revolutionary, Valley. The new Brian Ferry album, a lot less revolutionary, in fact. The ex-Roxy Music frontman, and it's a jazz album.
Absolutely is, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of his career, if you can believe it. The dandy of rock will present next week The Jazz Age by the Brian Ferry Orchestra. Ferry is a real fan of the Jazz Age from the 20s. On this new record, he revisits the old Roxy Music songs and those of his solo career. All the songs are instrumentals, and they are interpreted by the same orchestra that accompanied Ferry on the album As Time Goes By, where he covered all the wonderful standards from the 30s. Virginia Plain, Slave to Love, Avalon, and all the Roxy Music classics are revisited on this pure jazz form album. The Jazz Age is available on vinyl or on CBD and, of course, digital. Let's watch Do the Strand, which is an excerpt from the second Roxy Music album that came out in 1973. Do the Strand. Yeah, we're in contrast today. That's all the Roxy music and Brian Ferry songs revisited in jazz. And he's just now finishing up the soundtrack for the remake of The Great Gatsby.
So we've had the polar opposites, Rage Against the Machine, Brian Ferry.
Exactly.
What now? Macy Gray has just released an album dedicated to Stevie Wonder.
Absolutely, and she's not afraid of biting off this big chunk. She has revisited the Talking Book 40 years after its original release. The raspy voice singer that we recently saw in The Torrid Paperboy, it's a movie by Lee Daniels, put a feminine touch on these songs that have been a soundtrack of many of our lives since 1972. Maybe not yours, but you know, one day you'll know.
No, he did a happy birthday song that I used to get on my birthdays.
Exactly. If Gray took on this monument, it's because it's one of her all-time top 5 favorite albums. She says that it's more of a love letter than an homage album, because she says that every time she hears a Stevie Wonder song, it changes her life. There are You Are the Sunshine of My Life, I Believe, or You've Got It Bad that are included in the track list. There's no clip for the moment, but I suggest we look at a really great document from 1972. It's Stevie Wonder singing his song Superstition, that's also part of the original Talking Book album. Stevie Wonder, that's Macy Gray, but we're going to see Stevie Wonder now.
There is superstition writing on the wall. Yeah. There is superstition, let us about to fall. 13-month-old baby, broke dark and black. 7 years of baby, good things in your back. When you believe in things you don't understand, and you suffer. Shine anyway. Yeah. Ooh, very superstition. Wash your face tonight. Read me on the front line.
All right, Valley, thank you very much. Rage Against the Machine, Brian Ferry, and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, and a
All
little birthday
birthdays
cake next time. Maybe a little
birthday
champagne.
cake next time wouldn't do us any harm.
Okay.
We'll leave you with Stevie Wonder. The news is back on France 24 in just a few minutes.